Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, DOD is putting the final touches on a new zero trust assessment standard. And federal agencies have cleared the AI executive order's talent benchmarks. It's Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Before we get into today's headlines, I want to take a moment to recognize today's date, the terrible events that occurred in our nation 23 years ago, and remember those who lost their lives, as well as those who put their lives on the line that day, and since then to protect Americans and keep our nation safe. Thank you all so much for your sacrifice and service. And with that, here are today's top headlines. A new assessment standard to guide how Pentagon components evaluate and approve zero-trust cybersecurity solutions for responsible use will soon be finalized and ready for release. During FedTalks 2024, hosted by Scoop News Group on Tuesday, Les Call, director of the DOD's Zero Trust Portfolio Management Office, provided the latest update on his team's unfolding pursuits to drive this implementation and to continue, as he put it, progressing at a fast rate. Call said Pentagon officials are working closely with a range of industry partners and representatives, including the Cloud Security Alliance, to pinpoint compliant capabilities that can accelerate DoD components' paths to fully achieving zero trust. Call said for the DoD's zero trust implementation, quote, 2024 was the year of concepts, adding that the department put together 18 proof of concepts, 3 of which have been completed and 1 that's been assessed. The Navy's Flank Speed, which assessed the Microsoft Cloud Service Provider Network, which Call explained was very favorable in zero trust. He confirmed that his team has also recently linked up with MIT Lincoln Laboratory to assess solutions. Although he did not provide further details on that effort, Call highlighted some of the CIO's early progress on zero trust to date. However, he also emphasized the challenges that accompany, quote, changing the culture of how the Pentagon operates, particularly in terms of technology acquisition and cybersecurity at scale. In the Defense Department, the term zero trust refers to a nascent cybersecurity framework and set of 152 activities collectively meant to enable nonstop monitoring and constant authentication to secure critical national security data and information. As its name suggests, the zero trust concept assumes all networks are compromised from the get-go. The Biden administration issued an executive order in 2021 mandating that federal government to secure cloud services and other assets via approved zero trust approaches. Not long after that, in 2022, DOD's then Chief Information Officer John Sherman set the department on an ambitious path to implement a fully zero trust-based architecture across its sprawling enterprise by 2027. In other news, a key component of the landmark executive order on artificial intelligence issued by President Joe Biden last year was to meet a handful of requirements aimed at bolstering the AI talent pool throughout the federal government. And according to a new Government Accountability Office report, those benchmarks have been cleared. The congressional watchdog said Monday that 13 AI management and talent requirements in Biden's order were fully implemented by the March 2024 deadline, checking off boxes that the GAO said would effectively lay the groundwork for government-wide AI efforts. The audit, which GAO conducted from January to September of this year, zeroed in on 6 agencies charged with implementing measures ranging from issuing guidance to standing up AI working groups. The Office of Personnel Management faced the heaviest workload with 4 tasks to complete by March: review hiring and workplace flexibilities, consider accepted service appointments, coordinate AI hiring across agencies, and issue guidance on AI-related pay. OPM completed the hiring and service tasks within the 60-day window of the order's issuance, revealing in a memo that federal agencies could use direct hire authority and temporary accepted appointments to support AI talent acquisition. The agency also coordinated a pooled hiring approach across agencies for AI recruiting, and in February released guidance on pay and benefits incentives aimed at attracting AI talent. The Office of Management and Budget, meanwhile, was told to convene the Interagency Chief AI Officer Council, provide AI guidance to agencies, and issue instructions on agencies' AI use cases, all of which it has done. Relatedly, OPM, the U.S. Digital Service, the U.S. Digital Corps, and the Presidential Innovation Fellows successfully developed and implemented initial plans to support the rapid recruitment of AI talent in the government, the GAO said. OMB reported more than 150 hires into AI positions since the executive order's release, with another 94 expected by the end of the summer. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.